So we got another episode of here, Duly Noted. It's your boy Josh, you know how shit go. I got my co-host here with me, French.
Cut.
We're not focused right now. I feel like we're not focused. Come on, let's get focused.
Can we say it, bro?
We're not gonna say no to that. Like, who's gonna be the foul one to be like, no, we can't pray?
Hell no. Just that's my that nigga, boy.
In the vault that I hold you in, open in.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Josh. We here with another episode of Duly Noted. This will be episode 8, right? That it? As always, you got your boy Josh and my co-host here with me,
Frenchie.
And your boy Jonah.
You know. So today's topic, we talking about forgiveness. You know what I mean? Forgive and forget, all that good stuff that comes in between. We got the box of questions, of course, which is regular. I also got a list of scenarios that after we finish all the questions and stuff like that, kind of want to pick your brain about it. But we get started. Ladies always first.
No, I'm in the middle. You can start.
You're gonna drag You're gonna
drag the whole
this.
thing, bro.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
You good in the middle.
Please don't touch my chair.
Why is forgiveness important to you, or is it? It just depends who you are, kind of honestly. Like, it's not important to me if I'm in a situation and I gotta question whether or not. Well, again, it just depends on who you are. Like, if you're my man's and your relationship or your friendship, is worth me forgiving you about the situation, then fine. You know what I'm saying? If I barely know you and something happened and now it's kind of like me tripping over my feet because I shouldn't have trusted you in the first place, and now we gotta talk about some kind of situation that happened or whatever the case is, then but it's to me it's all about who it is. It changes, varies depending on who the individual is.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Just depending on, like, if y'all really not that close, you're not gonna hold somebody to a higher standard, so it might not affect you as much as somebody that's closer to you. So I think definitely, like, it depends on who you are and what the situation is on are you really want to seek that forgiveness from that particular individual, because if y'all relationship is whatever, then it's like
Whatever.
So the question is, how's forgiveness important to you?
Yeah.
I think forgiveness is very important to me. And it's more not important to me on the other person's like stance. It's important to me based on myself. Like, I don't want to sit there and hold anger or hate, like anger, hate, any kind of like bad feelings against a person. So with myself, to help myself, I think forgiveness is important. Now, I'm not saying I have to forgive and still be your friend, but just for myself and my own inner peace, forgiveness is important.
So even what was I gonna ask? You think that there's a correlation between your inner peace and forgiving somebody?
I feel like, yeah, somewhat. Like, God forbid Jonah do something to me one day, and I hate Jonah took my chair. So let's talk about this. And I feel like I want to hate him. So every time I see Jonah, I'm supposed to hate him? No, forgive. Like, it's okay to forgive somebody, just so you don't walk around with that hate and that feeling toward the next person. I don't really hate you for my chair, but you know what I mean. Like, just so you don't walk around with that feeling for yourself, not for them. Because I feel like when you're forgiving a person for them, you're forgiving them, allowing them to come back into your space. You don't have to allow that person to come back into your space, but just for your own inner peace. Yeah.
I don't think there's a connection at all. Quite honestly.
There's a connection. I think there's a connection, but I think it goes back to the answer that we gave, that it just kind of like, it plays on who the person is and the situation. As to, you know what I'm saying, if it's somebody that's really close to you that may have done something and came to you and apologized, now it's up to you to kind of want to decide whether or not you want to really forgive them or not. So it kind of just matters to me based on that particular person, because if you don't forgive them and you're around them, you're going to be feeling some kind of way inside.
But that's what I'm saying. They don't even got to be close to you. I could be in someone have similar friends, mutual friends, and they do something to you. Y'all not close. But still, because you don't want to be around them and feel that hate,
that energy.
You're going, that bad energy. You don't, because people don't realize you feeling that way, you gonna give off bad energy as soon as you come in.
Yeah.
I can't kiki with a person I don't like,
right?
Or I feel like I got hatred towards, or I feel like I want to fight.
That's when yo, pull up, and or who over there? Who
like,
going? Type shit.
You gonna stop your movement for the next person? No, just forgive them and keep it pushing. Mm-hmm. So it is for your inner peace. Because in the long run, when you're not forgiving a person and you have these feelings, it dictates how you move your life.
To me, forgiveness is only like the topic is my friend. Like if it's my friends is really the only thing that's gonna make me question whether I'm gonna forgive or not. Right? You know what I'm saying? And it's not even whether I'm gonna forgive. It's more the time frame when I do. You know what I'm saying? If it's somebody that I'm not really even like cool, but we share the same space, like I don't have to speak to you. We don't gotta interact, and I'm totally fine with that. You know what I'm saying? It's not me not forgiving you. It's just I don't give a fuck. Like
so I'm gonna throw a scenario.
Plane crash and only killed your lame ass. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you know people like, so God forbid somebody you love gets killed. A lot of people have to go through these periods where they forgive the person that killed the person they love, because they're walking around with so many different feelings. But it's your inner peace. Not forgiving them, you will continue to walk around mad, hurt, all these other feelings because of what happened toward this person.
Slow for them. It's slow.
It's like about them. It's not true. You forgive them for yourself. You get what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
It's
but
not
that particular scenario is quiet for you.
Right,
no, but you say that, it's a God forbid, like, because I watched a documentary the other day. But God forbid, like, you're ever in a situation. We're saying that because we're looking out, like, from the outside in. Right. But being in something like that, walking around with that burden on you every day, you don't know how it's going to really affect you.
Yeah.
So sometimes in certain situations, you might not even know the person, but just forgiving them for yourself can take you far and can help release a lot for yourself.
This sounds good.
It can be a self-therapy, like
they got therapy for that shit.
And in therapy, they're gonna probably tell you need to forgive.
But like, I bet when you look at the situation, like with the white cop that killed son in his own apartment in Texas, I think it was like his brother or something like that had went to the trial and said, "Yo, I forgive you" or something like that. Like, I don't get it. Like I cannot. I would not. Like, you're the sole reason why this man is not here no more. Had this interaction not occurred, he would still be here. Ain't no way. Like, cause me forgiving you, it's not gonna bring something back. No. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna bring it back. So every time I think about him, like, even if your existence is not even in the scenario, anytime I think about him now, it's like, yo, like, he's not here because of this person. Ain't no way I could forgive you for that. I don't think it's even in my power to forgive you for something like that. Like, you did what you did, and you can't take it back, no matter how much I forgive myself or forgive you or not like that. So.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, that's tough.
Maybe it'll change when you're actually in the situation. I don't know, but
yeah,
from the outside looking in, it's
Is my bad acceptable for an apology? My bad is not an apology. I feel like when you apologize, you state what you apologize for. That's really it. Like, you're stating you're wrong, acknowledging what you did. My bad is not acknowledging anything.
It depends.
So please, no, it's not. It depends.
I feel
For
like
Francesca, when you apologize to me, Francesca, I'm sorry for da-da-da. Keep that in my bag. I don't want it. Continue.
I personally feel like it just depends on the person. Like, sometimes it's like when you with the fellas and whatever, you may have did something stupid or whatever the case is, where you just be on some, my bad, yo, I was wilding, no, my bad, I should never did that or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like we have a mutual understanding.
If you drop juice on me, my bad is okay. But if you hurt my feelings and you hurt me, my bad is not okay. You better come harder than that.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I respect it.
I think it's a Richter scale about what the apology is, right? Like,
right.
There's the my bads, there's the I apologize, there's the I'm sorry's, and then there's the catastrophic shit where you kind of might have to throw the L word in there and say I'm sorry and do all this other extra shit. Word? Come on, man. Yeah, like, if I stepped on your foot, you're my fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I might embarrassed you when we was out on the street because I was drunk or something like that, I apologize. Like, maybe
I feel like you're talking about bare minimum, like, bullshit, like, not even like stuff you don't even have to think about forgiveness for.
So
like,
what's the scenario to yourself, to us, that we may have to think about the severity of the situation? It's like, when
so wait, matter of fact, let's go back to another show we had. If you proposed to a girl and the girl said, at this moment I'm not ready, she didn't even say that, but like, my bad, Justin, I don't want this.
We can't use that situation. We can't use that.
Well, we
can't use that because the minute you say nah.
See,
that's more. I'm sorry, guys.
That's what I'm saying. You guys don't, like, my bad is not acceptable. Like, let's look at bigger situations.
I mean,
It's
it
my bad.
doesn't matter.
Because
In
people
that
cheat on people
situation,
and they be like, yo, my
she's
bad.
gonna
You
be
know
done
I love
anyway.
you.
It's a dub anyway, so it's like you can't apologize for that. What are you apologizing for? You made a conscious decision and said no. You should never be apologetic for you feeling a kind of way and relaying that message.
Well,
if you feel how you feel, that's how you
it's
feel.
more my bad for hurting your feelings. So she can't hit you with the my bad for hurting your feelings?
Nah, because
so then my bad is not acceptable.
it's a dub anyway. It don't matter what you say after no. Once you say no, it's a wrap.
So it gotta be your time.
Yeah. Like what?
Forgiveness between male friends versus woman friends. Okay, so 1, how do you deal with conflicts with your friends? What happens if it leads to a physical altercation? Do you forgive them after? So let's start with the first question, I guess. How do you deal with conflicts with your friends? Male versus female.
I think my friends are both, so I do the same for both. Converse. If there's a problem, let's talk about it. Well,
What if it gets like extreme? Like y'all really just like in a heated debate. Now I want to, cause for guys it's like yo, if we get into a heated argument, like depending on what the situation is, if we feel any kind of way strongly about the situation, it's gonna rise to that serious situation. You might end up getting into a fight because of how you feel about the situation, not because you don't like the person, but just because you feel so strongly about what has happened. Like I've seen it; it's happened with me and my friends. So, like you know what I'm saying. But I think there's a level of like we could fight, but I gotta also keep in mind that you're not a stranger on the street. That you're my man. So if I get a chance to violate you while we scrapping, or if you get a chance to violate me while we scrapping, you don't take that chance.
I don't know why you talking to me like that. Cause
No, I'm just saying.
I'm about to say, I do not agree with none of this. But then again, I'm a female. If we gotta fight, we're not friends. I feel like me and my friends can argue, we can debate, we can disagree to the fullest. We can be mad at each other. We don't even have to talk for a week, but if you're my friend, you're my friend. And once I put my hands on you, I feel like I'm fighting for my life. So once I feel like I gotta do that, it's over. I don't want to, like, if I feel like I have to fight you, fighting is not really a thing I do. But fighting is not really a thing I'm gonna sit there like, okay, I gotta be cautious, I gotta be conscious about this. No, I'm fighting, I'm making sure I'm safe, protecting myself. So if I gotta do that, then obviously you don't care about me and I don't care about you. So it's at that point. But guys are different. But like I said, with my friends, I don't ever want to fight you. So let's please not ever get to that point.
You think we would have a physical altercation?
But
Really?
let's never get to that point. But no, we converse. If we have a problem, we converse. I just feel like everybody's opinion, like everybody's never going to agree on everything. And sometimes we just might not see eye to eye. It might get to that point where we don't want to talk to each other, but at the end of the day, when we calm down, let's just talk about it and we can work things out. Because even after you fight, you talk about it. What you could have did in the first place.
Yeah, but
I don't know. It's just a certain type of energy, depending on the situation, that you just gotta get off your chest. And sometimes that energy may lead to physical altercations. And I feel like I personally feel like there's nothing wrong with it. But then again, I also grew up in that kind of atmosphere. I grew up where it was like, I bet, like you really feel strongly about it, I really feel strongly about it. The whole crew gets together, we both go in the back, we handle our business, nobody jumps in, nobody touches, nobody violates, nobody's stomping nobody out, we could shoot a fair one, and then we have to shake hands after.
So
and it's been that way.
Can you explain to me, like give me an example where it's worth you guys fighting?
It necessarily doesn't even have to be. 9 times out of 10, when you look back on the situation, it probably wasn't working.
It just got to that point.
But it just got to that
So
point.
do you feel like underlying issues? Like you guys was feeling the type of way before, and they be like, "Oh, this nigga keep playing with me. I'm a deck on." Like,
I personally don't think so. Sometimes situations get that heated, and maybe somebody crossed the line and says something that they shouldn't have said, and then vice versa, and then it's on some like, all right, bet, like you feel strongly, you standing up, you in my face, like we might as well just handle our
we know how New Yorkers get, bro. You know how when we get pissed off, it's you start to yeah, whatever, and you start throwing the little subtle jabs and shit like that. But sometimes like one jab is a little too much, and then it gotta be it gets to that point. Like, but there's nothing wrong with that. Like again. We're not gonna fight. We gonna scrap. But again, if you got the opportunity to violate that man, like, all right, yo, it's a wrap. Like that's my man at the end of the day. Like I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it's not like if I put you on the floor, I'm gonna stomp you out or something. Like it's not to that. We could just shoot the film and shoot the hands, and just let it be that. I mean, I guess guys and girls is different, but
violence is never the answer. Violence is never the answer.
I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying sometimes it just kind of leads to that particular thing. Can you forgive them after? I absolutely
You
feel
like if it comes to a fight, then you kind of have to.
Right. I've done fought and shook hands right after the fight.
In your adult years?
Yeah.
Okay.
We gotta keep the, you know what I'm saying? The safest thing to do is keep some gloves in the house. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? The shit get too crazy. You know what?
But y'all, like, the fact that y'all saying it's not even worth fighting, it just kills me.
It's just that when you end
you about to catch a black eye, maybe, for something that's not even worth it.
It's a black eye. You don't heal. Right. You got here. Can you forgive a significant other after a bad breakup? Could you still be cool after?
Depends on the breakup.
Yeah, that's, I was thinking that too.
And it depends on, I don't know, did this person cheat? Was this, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of...
If it was bad, I don't think so. Sometimes certain things you can't come back from, like, what's really bad, somebody's probably still harboring feelings about that breakup. Probably. So it's gonna be hard to be like, really come back from that, actually. Well, you said forgive.
Yeah, to me...
I think forgiving means moving on and being okay with it. Yeah, you can forgive, but being friends and being cool with each other after is a dub. Yeah.
It's alright. Yeah, I think so too. Like, to hell with the, like, once you're gone, you're gone. Like, if we're not talking no more, it's a dub. You and all your friends gotta go. We not cool.
You and all your friends?
Yeah, everybody gotta go. Whoever's connected to you that I personally know, or know, quote unquote.
Even if you got other, like, friendships with them?
With other people? Yeah, it's alright.
So you cutting off your friends and everything?
No. If that, like, it just depends on the friend, right? Because she has her group of friends and I have my group of friends.
Well, let's say if you have, like, you met a group of friends, never mind.
Because we know where the line is at, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't never want to get to a point where somebody gotta decide, like, oh, I'm gonna mess with him or I'm gonna mess with her.
Well, it kind of depends. What if it's your OD close friend, like your homeboy or your homegirl that's OD close to you, right? And they hook you up with one of their close friends and you guys break up.
What if?
Yeah. So, alright, paint the picture for me again.
So I'll paint the picture. Let me paint the picture.
So say if French is your homegirl, y'all close, you know what I'm saying? So say if she hooks you up with one of her homegirls and y'all two end up breaking up, is it quiet for French? Like, are you cool with French still?
Yeah.
It's quiet for me, nigga?
No. I'm gonna still be cool with you. Like, it's because
it's still in the same relationship.
Nah, yeah, because that preceded whoever she decided to hook me up with. You know what I'm saying? If it's before her, then that relationship still means something.
Got you.
But if it's during, you know what I'm saying?
Got you. So say if y'all dating and then you get cool with one of her friends,
right,
cool.
Right.
It's quiet
After we break up, it's a wrap on social media. You gotta go. Don't delete my number. You gotta go. Don't think that you can hit me up afterwards and just be like, yo, Just, how you doing? I don't want to hear it. You gotta go.
Even if she's not playing sides. Because sometimes, honestly, I feel like you don't always have to play sides. Like when people in relationships, sometimes you need to step back and mind.
Here's what
you don't, but if subconsciously, because you know that's her homegirl. So it's like her side is already solidified.
It's already solidified.
So she'll probably still be cool with you and cordial with you, but
how you pull it out though? Attempt to say something bad about Shorty that you're talking to on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? At that point, it's gonna be like, yo, like, if she be like, yo, you know what, chill, like, I'm not even trying to get into that with you, then she's solid enough to, you know what I'm saying? It's up to you to decide if you want to continue that.
I'm saying, because God forbid, it was vice versa, you would hope she's doing the same.
Yeah, but if I already know what you're leading towards, like, if you came into this situation, I got introduced to you by her, those are your peoples.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to
we're not cool.
Yeah.
All this shit is contingent upon us being cool with, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But you go, or your friends gotta go. The problem with forgiveness, right, is that you gotta, I draw a line when my line is saying is you being mean when you type. You feel what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, we get into an argument and you use something that maybe I said to you in privacy and try to throw it in my face. And use that as ammo to be like, yo, you know what? Like, that's why At that point, like, or you know how you get, you know how people get when they get emotional and they're angry and then they start to say mad mean shit. Like, if I notice that that's the way we going, like, I bet we gotta. First thing I'm saying, you gotta chill. Like, I see where you going with it, and yo, just before you say something that you can't unsay or do something that you can't undo, just pump the brakes. Because to me, once you say that, or once you do that, in the back of my mind, everything is gonna always replay. Because you said it or you did it. So if that's the kind of torture I gotta go through, you gotta go. You getting cut the fuck off.
You know they meant that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I feel like when you're in the heat in the moment, you throw that something into somebody's face, you mean it.
Like, get out of here, bro. Like, nah, absolutely not. So you got, like, once that line is crossed, it's a dub. Like, you said it, you can't unsay it. You apologizing not for my benefit, but it's for yours. Because if you really was apologizing, or if you really felt the way about the whole situation, you wouldn't have said it in the first place.
But that's what I think forgiveness is. It's not for you, it's for the person. Forgiveness is for yourself.
They can't make that call when I decide to.
Oh yeah, so like if they're apologizing, I feel like when you apologize and you forgive, it's for yourself. When I'm apologizing, listen, I could feel like you could be hurt.
It depends though.
With me,
it depends
myself.
Because it's like if you on the wrong end of the situation, you still kind of want that person to be like, you know, John, I forgive you. You know what I'm saying?
You want them, but when you apologize, you're doing it for yourself because you felt like you did something wrong. I can hurt your feelings and I can feel like I did nothing wrong and I'm not apologizing. Or if I do apologize, I'm apologizing for hurting your feelings. I'm not apologizing for what I did and how I did it. I'm apologizing for how you felt. For making you feel that way.
To me, there's nothing wrong with that though.
No, but that's what I'm saying, but it's for yourself.
Yeah.
All these things is for yourself. People think it's for other people. You're not apologizing and forgiving people, for the other person. It's for yourself. You're doing this all to make yourself feel better.
Again, I think it's situational.
I'm cool.
Because if you apologize to somebody and you're seeking forgiveness and they don't forgive you, then what?
You feel like you did what you need to do. Apologize. You can't make somebody forgive you. You feel like you did what you needed to do. You did your part.
So that's what it's situational. I think when it comes to stuff like that, I just feel like it's very situational.
How often do you apologize for doing or saying something that may have hurt someone? Honestly, it just if I said something while I was drunk, then I would definitely apologize for that because sometimes I get a little mouthy when I'm drunk. If we're having a conversation and you want an honest opinion, what am I apologizing for?
So how often do you apologize?
Probably like 6% of the time. If I had 10 situations,
or
6, like
percent,
yeah, like.
God damn.
What am I apologizing for if we have
6%?
I can't put a percentage.
What is wrong with this guy? He's not a human being.
He's not a good person at all.
6% of the time.
Yo, I'm gonna look at it.
You're knowingly knowing that is. No. Well,
he's not empathetic at all.
No. Yeah. Yes. But 6% of the time that you know that you have done something to hurt somebody.
Here's what it is. To me,
you apologize.
Like, because if the truth is the truth, if it hurts you, then regardless of what, it's the truth. You feel what I'm saying? If your friend has been on some bullshit or whatever the case is, and you call them out on it, or they ask you like, "Yo, your honest opinion, like how you feel, like I should, and you give them the God's honest truth, but they felt a kind of way about it. What am I apologizing for?
Because you don't have to give God the truth very harshly also.
But the
you could give the truth, you could deliver the truth in a nice way.
Again,
if your friend's like, "Oh, am I fat?" Yeah, because you're mad fat. No. You know, I've been seeing you.
I wasn't even looking at it that way, but that's a very good perspective. So I kind of
nobody's.
You think so?
No, I didn't. I just didn't see it from that perspective.
Let's take.
When I was seeing it, I was looking at it more of like, I bet. Like like the way I saw it when he first asked the question was like, you're in a relationship and you keep cheating. Like it's like how often do you? That's what kind of played into my mind. So I was like, damn, like you know what I'm saying? Like you should be very apologetic for hurting that particular individual. Like you buck. That's why I was looking like you bugging out.
You only apologize for 6, so that's what you.
So I was like, yo, you bugging 6%. Like you should be very apologetic for that. But then when you break down that particular scenario, it's like. When it comes to like somebody asks you a question and they want you to be truthful about it and you give them the truth, delivery is also
Because I feel like your delivery isn't always the best.
Right, it's not always the best, so and it's not supposed to be though. Because like just like your situation, if somebody asks you if I'm fat, and in the back of your mind you know that they fat, they're looking for some kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Acceptance, or you buttering up the truth for it. If you want to ask me that question and if I'm going to the gym every day and I felt like even now that I'm kind of fat and you weigh 100 pounds over what you're supposed to be over, yeah, you fat. But the problem is like, are you comfortable in that? If
so that's how you gonna say, yeah, you fat, but are you comfortable?
If you comfortable, yeah, of course. That's what that's what I would say. Yes, you're a little overweight,
but also we have to. You can't deliver the same thing to everybody the same way.
Again, that's not my problem. If you feel, if you don't want the truth,
if they feel comfortable enough to
don't come and ask me for it.
If you care about people, it is your problem.
Nah, it's not.
You don't care about the people around you?
I'm not saying I don't care about the people, but that's why I'm delivering it the way I am, so that you understand the severity of the situation. Sometimes, some people need to, like, if I did something wrong, don't sugarcoat the shit. If you know, yo, Just, you fucked up and you need to be held accountable for that shit, say that shit to me so that I know next time, like, I bet. Okay. I need to move militant. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever reason. And that's how I'm giving it off. Like, don't sugarcoat shit. Like, because when you out in the real world, that's not how shit is gonna go. It ain't gonna go like that. You do some fucked up shit, like, yo, you gonna get the hammer dropped on you for whatever it is that you did, and nobody gonna give a fuck about how you feel about it.
That's a fact.
You feel what I'm saying? So deliver this shit however you feel like it's the truth to you. And if they feel a kind of way about it and they don't want to come back to you, then maybe they shouldn't have came to you in the first place. Yeah. I'm not about to sugarcoat the bullshit that you're doing just to make you feel better.
I feel like, yes, that's true, but I also agree with French with delivery, because my delivery towards maybe my sister as opposed to my delivery towards my brother may be a little bit different, because she's a female, and not saying I'm going to sugarcoat her. I'm going to make sure that the message is replied to you, that you understand what I'm saying, but at the same time I might code it a little bit differently because it's my sister. She's a female.
Not even that.
Feelings wise, I'll probably take that into consideration as opposed to my brother, where it's like, yo, bro, like, get the hell out, like, come on, like, they don't, you know what I'm saying?
Some people don't take things in the way you're gonna say it. So you coming off harshly, they're gonna get defensive and they're not gonna grasp it. So I feel like, and this just might be my career coming into place, but dealing with different people on a daily, you have to understand how to work with different people. So even when you go to work, your delivery with one person can't be the same with the next sometimes, because everybody's not going to be as receptive to it, and that's the world too. That is the real world.
So like that's why I kind of like, I feel like it's just depending on the person that's in front of me how I'm gonna particularly give that message off. That's just me. That's just me. I feel like it's a lot easier, personally, I feel like it's a lot easier talking to my boys when it comes to like delivering messages, because I just feel like I know them well enough that they can handle certain things, and I don't really gotta sugarcoat certain things when I'm talking to my fellas, but it's kind of like if your homeboy tell you, like, yo, boy, you getting fat, like, blah, 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 and then like your significant other tell you, like, damn, you getting fat, you're like, damn. Like, it hits you a little bit harder than your homeboy telling you. Yeah. So that's why I feel like your delivery just gotta be a little bit like,
accountability gotta be a thing,
right,
for people, right? So you coming to ask a question. Most of the time, most people are coming to ask you a question. They have an answer already in their mind that they know that they feel about the situation.
Right.
Right. But
100%.
They just need to be pushed along a little further.
But you coming off aggressive, is that going to make them? You feel like that's the only way they're going to be?
I think that people are only going to go. I feel like people, and mainly New Yorkers,
aggressive or the truth,
are only going to respond.
No, you can give the truth without being aggressive. I feel like he's aggressive.
Again, I feel like people are only going to respond to when, like, I bet. So, say for instance, like I was a kid, I had sticky fingers, right?
Well, you was a thief?
Yeah.
That's why I realized I don't be leaving stuff around you anymore.
Come on, son. I had sticky fingers when I was a kid, right? So my mom's caught me doing some shit one time. And first it was like, yo, alright, like, this is wrong. You can't do this shit. You feel me? To me, it's like, oh, that's it? Like,
that's a consequence?
That's a consequence? But when I did it again and she whooped my ass, now I know, like, yo, it's a wrap.
This is the
So regardless of how I felt about the situation, there's a consequence, or there's something that comes as a result of your action.
Right.
So you gotta be held accountable to that. You come to me and ask me a question about how I feel about a situation. In turn, I'm gonna whoop your ass on it. I'm gonna let you know that you, like, yo, that this is the truth, this is how I feel, and regardless of, we could talk about it, why I came up with the truth in my head, so it can make you feel a little bit better as a result, but that's not gonna change the delivery about the situation. If you fucked up, you fucked up. If you didn't, you didn't. It's really black and white. But again, some people don't listen. Some people don't listen to that niceness shit. If you do something, somebody slap you on the wrist and you go about your business, chances are they gonna do that shit again.
Is it difficult for you to admit you're wrong or to apologize? If so, why? I don't think so. I'm not like I said before, if I feel like my intentions were to hurt your feelings, I would apologize for like hurting your feelings, but I won't apologize for what I said or like how I said something because I meant something. But I know if I'm wrong, and I know I'm wrong, I have no problem apologizing. I feel like part of being an adult, part of growing up, you have to acknowledge you're wrong and make right with it.
I feel like it can be difficult, but at the same time, I feel like if you're grown enough, wise enough to like analyze the situation and see that you were wrong, I feel like it's something that you just have to do. For me personally, I feel like it is difficult, but I have to do it. Like if I'm wrong and I realize that I'm wrong and I gauge the situation as like, I was a little fucked up for whatever X, Y, and Z, then of course I'm gonna have to like buckle down, sit down, put my pride to the side, apologize, and you know what I'm saying? Like I have to do that. I feel like it's definitely something that has to be done, especially when you analyze, you kick back, you analyze the situation and kind of feel like, all right, maybe I was bugging out. So it's definitely something I have to do. So is it hard? Yeah. But is it something I would do? Absolutely. Because it has to be done.
I agree.
Especially if you feel for the person.
I agree. When I was seeing difficult, I was thinking like just not apologizing about it, like refusing to do it.
If I'm 100% wrong, like if I'm dead 100% wrong,
alright, what if you're 90% wrong? Like what the fuck is
60% wrong?
Right.
Yo, if an argument can be
60% wrong. If you're wrong, you're wrong.
No, that's not the truth.
It is. If you're wrong, you're wrong.
That's not always
wrong in it, you're wrong.
That's not always the case. That's not always the case because sometimes what's right and what's wrong can always be debated. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The facts versus opinions, that can't be.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But what's right and what's wrong, what's good and what's bad could always be debated. As a drug dealer, you feel me? If I'm doing what I got to do to provide for my family because the government not helping me out, am I wrong in that position? Am I good or bad in that situation? As opposed to somebody on Wall Street that has a legal job but is raping people all over the top floor.
But if you feel like something's wrong.
But again, that's what I'm saying.
So the drug dealer, I doubt your feeling is wrong because you feel like you provide for your family.
That's what I'm saying. But the opinion can be jaded, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if an argument can be made for whether I'm right or wrong, then that's a conversation we need to have before I apologize about anything.
So give me a realistic scenario.
That was very realistic. You gotta. See, you just taking the drug dealing part into account. You're not taking the fact that he just needed to do something to help his family.
No, I'm saying I don't see
so you don't see there's nothing honorable in that.
I don't see nothing wrong with you did what you have to do. People gonna buy it here or there.
Right.
So I didn't see nothing wrong in that part.
Right.
My thing is
so now, when you putting it into perspective of what the question is.
That's what I'm saying. Either way, you could.
What do you find wrong about that situation then?
About what situation?
You selling drugs, because that's what he's talking about. You find the wrong part about giving drugs to somebody?
And that's what I can say.
That's what most people will probably say.
Right. I can say that. Nah, he doing what he got to do for whoever he trying to do it for.
Right.
But somebody else might be like, oh, nah, he's absolutely wrong for feeding whoever it is that he feeding to.
So what if he apologized every time he makes a sin?
Why he apologizing for every sale?
My bad for giving you.
my bad. But thanks for the bread though.
But my thing is in your life.
The liquor store didn't do that when
what's something you cannot be? You might be 50% wrong about.
That's mad specific.
Yeah,
well, he said unless he's 100% wrong. So give me something you might not be 100% wrong about.
All right. For instance, right, you go to a party.
Okay.
And you see this eye joint that you want to talk to. You know what I'm saying? She alright enough for you to want to step out your zone and go say what's up, but she got a boyfriend. Who's wrong in that situation?
Nobody.
How is nobody wrong?
Because you want to talk to her, but you went to go talk to her?
Yeah.
You didn't know she had a boyfriend, so... What
if you do know? Alright, what if a man is in the spot with y'all?
If you already know, then you're 100% wrong.
Am I though? I'm a single man. I can talk to whoever it is that I want to.
So
I'm not wrong for that.
Are you trying to bag her?
Yes.
Like take her home?
I'm not trying to take her home that night, but I want your number so that we can do whatever we can do afterwards.
But you know she has a man.
Right.
So you're 100%.
I'm 100% wrong for that?
Yeah.
I'm single though.
No, you are single.
So what happens if she goes along with it though?
But you honestly know she has a man.
That's not my problem.
So the fact that
That's not my issue. That got nothing to do with me. Absolutely nothing. That's on her to decide whether or not she want to keep moving like that. So if I come up to you and we having a conversation and I see you on the spot with whoever you're talking to, somebody dipped off to go to the bathroom or something like that, and I got an opportunity to come and speak to you.
But you being sneaky, so you know it's wrong.
Ain't no skin off my back if I'm a single man.
But you know it's wrong because you had to be sneaky to do it.
Yo,
you had to wait till the man went to the bathroom.
But it's not sneaky. I know what I got. No, I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna run a red light in front of a cop.
It's sneaky.
I'm not.
It's sneaky. You had to wait till he left to go do what you had to do. If it wasn't sneaky and you knew there was nothing wrong with it, you'd have did it in front of him.
That's not a fact. That's not a fact.
Am I wrong? All
That's not a fact.
I'm just trying to think.
I see where French is coming from with this particular scenario, but I see both sides. I understand. I would say I understand both sides, but at the same time, in just particular scenario, if dude went to the bathroom and he went to go holler at Shorty and Shorty is giving him play,
she's wrong too.
No.
But you had to
listen. No. He's not wrong. She's wrong.
She's wrong.
Listen.
Okay.
Listen. In this particular scenario, I'm thinking if we're looking at it from the way I think that you're looking at it is that if Justice trying to holler at a Shorty and Shorty man is there and he dip off and he just approach and Shorty's on some like nah my man is here and he's on some like nah I don't care about your man, that's wrong, that's fucked up, that's wrong. But if Shorty is on some giving him the eye, and her man go to the bathroom and she winking at him or she giving him some sort of play or some sort of action to like, yo, my man ain't here, pull up on me and give me some kind of play.
He didn't even say all that. He said he wanted to talk to her. So that means in the back of his mind he was going to do it regardless if she was giving him the eye or not.
Look, all I got to say is this. If 9 times out of 10, before you approach somebody, you're going to give them some sort of like eye contact, some sort of something. Usually, it's some sort of like, you know what I'm saying? Usually when dude's going to approach a chick, he's going to at least kind of let it be known that he's about to approach you. Whether it's eye contact, a gesture, or something, you're about to get approached. And you know what I'm saying? He could just eye you down. And
question, what is the apology? Who was your ideal person you were supposed to be apologizing to in this situation? If I would because we were talking about like
nobody.
No, I'm saying because he was talking about who should get apologized. We were talking about you're wrong. Who would he be apologizing to? Her?
Again, if I don't feel like I'm wrong.
No, I'm saying what was the situation you feel like you're not 100%? You're not 100% right. I mean wrong. You're not 100% wrong. So we're trying to figure out if you're not 100% wrong, who should you be apologizing to?
If I'm not 100%, that's what I'm saying.
So you say you don't feel like in this situation, but you feel like you're a little bit wrong.
If not at all. If I'm like, what I'm saying is that like there's
I mean, 1 and 0. Give me a number like when you're wrong. You get what I'm saying? He said.
At what area do I apologize for being wrong? Is what you said.
Yeah, because you said it's not
100%. My bad, bro. I got your girl's number and I'm gonna.
But that's what I'm saying. He said because I thought he was gonna give me a scenario where he might apologize.
What I'm saying
he might feel wrong about
but that's what I'm saying. To me, it has to be the extreme where I know I'm 100% wrong for me to have to apologize for making somebody feel a kind of way in that particular situation. If it's anything less, and I can make an argument for why I'm not wrong, I'm not going to apologize.
1 to 10. How open are you to forgive someone who did you wrong? Depends on the situation.
See, this is specifics.
Yeah, it's nothing. You can't really put a number on it.
Break it down, though.
Let's break it down. Cheating.
0.
Somebody.
Wait, hold on.
You want to see what the scale is, right?
No. How open are you to forgive somebody who did you wrong? Forgive, meaning like you don't just have to be okay with it. Forgive. Okay. Let's go outside. Stop again. Hit the cheating. That's the majority side.
Nah, it's your question. You go first.
Forget maybe 5.
50%.
No, 1 through 10.
Yeah.
So what's the number? 5.
No, I get what you're saying.
So say the number. 1 through 10.
She's gonna tell you to answer the question.
All right, if you want to get that specific. So if somebody cheated on me, how will it or not? It's tough because yeah, Joe.
No.
Yeah, Joe.
I'm gonna say 5 because off the strength, like I would want my inner peace to be okay and not want to hate that person. But in the back, my feelings is just gonna be so crushed. Like, oh my God, you just cheated on me. So it's gonna be hard.
Alright.
Yeah, don't tiptoe your way out of this. Are you taking into consideration your actions and what you may have done to provoke anything?
Hell, I'm gonna give like a 7.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm gonna give like a 7.
Sheesh.
Because like y'all already know.
expecting
Like,
that.
yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7. Without getting too much shit, I'm gonna give it a 7.
What about you?
He just kind of blew, like.
Blew you away? He was surprised?
Yeah, what was surprised? 7?
Yeah.
On forgiveness here? What's up?
Oh.
Can't get out of here.
No, not my face. That corona's going on.
Yo, got the shit. Yo, got a bullshit.
Not my face.
Yo, got a bullshit.
Let it go.
Yo. Nah.
That Rona.
What the hell just happened?
I don't want that Rona on my face, boy.
Nah.
It's cool.
Nah, Freedom was lost it just a minute ago, bro.
So, my number, I mean, it'll probably be on the lower end, to be quite honest with you. Cheating, nah, I'll probably have to go with like a 2.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe like 1, 2, because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, when a woman cheats, most of the time I feel like it's thought out, it's emotional, it's premeditated, and not all the time, because sometimes it's just sometimes it be on the women. You slick, but when it comes, yeah, OD. But when it comes to that, I'll probably say it. I can't forgive when it comes to the cheating aspect. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna keep that question in mind because we got some scenarios here.
Okay.
And we'll see.
Okay.
We'll keep that.
I guess, and when it comes to that, because when I think of, you know, that particular question,
Yeah,
it's just more so my head is just like, it's thinking of the worst thing possible. Like,
she got that
you know
up.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, that's.
So what's another scenario then? You said cheating, what else?
I think that was the top one. Like, I feel like that was the top of the line.
Yeah. We'll save that question for the scenarios. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Alright.
You gonna steal it?
That's not one of the scenarios. What did you steal?
Doesn't matter. What if somebody stole something from you? What's your likelihood of forgiving them?
Stealing, probably 0. Not even gonna hold you. Probably 0, because now I can't.
Nah.
Now I can't trust you.
Okay.
It's a done.
No, I can't say 0. I can't put stealing on a higher rate than cheating. I think cheating is a higher rate. I think cheating is on a higher rate. Stealing.
Stole your rent money.
Oh no, that's a wrap. No, absolutely not. You gotta go.
I still think that's on a higher rate than cheating. I still think that's on a higher. I think cheating is like a little bit higher than all of that. Stealing is like, all right, cool. You could, all right, whatever. 9 times out of 10, whatever it is they stole, you could probably get back. You know what I'm saying? You can replace it. You just personally don't have to mess with that particular person no more. I would give stealing maybe like a 5.
Okay.
On the scale, maybe like a 5. But cheating is definitely like closer to 0.
Your close friend has sex with your mother. How do you react? Will you forgive, if anybody?
What do you Jonas answer first?
Nah, bro.
It's over?
It's a 0 on the forgiveness scale. And
For who though? Both of them? Or
no, not for my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, I could never like, you know, I'll be OD tight for a very long time. But
you want to bring
mom's.
the more the friends to the crib. So.
Yeah, it's just, you know what I'm saying? But that, I would probably, honestly, if I could get away with murder, I'll murder that. I'll murder that individual. Just because you know that that's not even violation, but that's taking it beyond violation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, in this, you know what I'm saying? Like in this world, like I'm not murdering anybody.
But
you know what I'm saying? Because of the consequences. But if I could get away with murder, if it was 100% chance that I was gonna get away scot-free, nobody will ever know about it.
It's a wrap.
I'm probably gonna put one in his head. It's over. That's OD.
Go ahead, French.
That's beyond violation.
What did your mother actually really like him?
My friend? No, it doesn't matter.
What if she wants to be in a relationship?
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't even care if they are a match made in heaven. That man has to be buried. It has to be.
What if your mother's happy?
It doesn't matter. I love my mom though. Her happiness means the world to me, but it don't need to be one of my friends.
It don't though.
Yeah, like come on.
Good.
Imagine him trying to come to you and have a conversation with you, like, son, like, what? What?
First,
Trying to
you
give you
have to deal with
advice?
my brother and my father. So.
Say that one more
So
time.
you gonna have to deal with my brother and my father. So.
Yeah, I mean.
That's really my answer.
I'm losing my shit. That's in that situation. Yeah, he could go. He could go, right? But I'm gonna forgive my mom's. I'm gonna forgive my mom's over it. It's like I would forgive her only off strength that she's my mother. Like after let's say 18 years of dealing with my bullshit, she deserves a fuck up or two.
Well, not even if she's y'all are quick to forgive your friend. Not saying quick because he's quicker to forgive your friend for fucking your.
Doesn't sound like forgiveness.
No,
That's what I said. Him.
Oh.
Okay, not you.
Right.
You're quick to forgive your friend for fucking your wife, but if your mother's happy and she wants to be in a relationship with your friend,
I could give a shit about that. That's nothing
that's
to do with
so
me.
weird to me.
That's
like, so weird to me.
Go about your business. I don't give a damn about that shit, bro.
You don't care about your mother's happiness?
No, I do not. Not at my expense.
I care about it.
Not at my expense. Absolutely not. No. Absolutely no.
So then forgive, and you won't be at your expense.
No, absolutely. No. Mama. No. Hell no.
If she's
like,
happy, but
I can care less about that shit,
but it's
bro.
not even like she didn't do it to hurt your feelings.
You better go on Christian Mingle or some shit like that to go find somebody else,
and
bro.
let's say she found him on Christian Mingle.
Not my mans.
Let's say she found him on Tinder.
Not my mans.
Like let's say she found him on one of these love sites.
Yo, you got a teacher, my boss maybe even. Cool. But my man? Nah, bro.
You could forgive your friend for sleeping with your wife.
Yes, because I can find another wife. I can't find another moms.
You gotta.
I can't find it. My mom's is gonna be my mom's for the rest of my life.
But you also
I care less about the happiness shit.
You gotta also understand this. Like 9 times out of 10, your friend is around the same age group as you. So your mom's is old enough to be his mom.
So what if your mother dated not your friend but a younger person?
Fine. That's
your
fine.
age.
Nah. I don't care.
See, but
you know why I don't care?
It's his friend.
You don't care?
And he's mad because it's his friend. No,
yeah, because you know what? Like, guys as friends, we talk about sex. We gonna talk about the shit. We gonna talk about it.
Yo, so stop. Stop.
Are you crazy?
Next scenario, bro. I'm good on this one, bro. I'm good on this one.
No,
bro.
absolutely
This shit
not.
is getting weird, bro. I don't like this. This is terrible, bro. No, you crazy? I'm just trying to put a scenario in my head,
bro. That's what
every single scenario ends with murder.
That's where the book stops, bro. It's over after that.
We need a new scenario,
I
bro.
bet. Your friend borrows a large lump sum of money and agrees to pay you back with interest. Mm-hmm. When he or she gets back on their feet, you notice they're on various trips and at events. You reach out to said friend about repayment, and they proceed to ignore you. How do you respond if A, you get the money back, B, you don't get the money back, and do you forgive the friend? I will start this.
A, you get the money back with interest?
Yeah.
Then it's all good and dandy. I would probably be a little bit upset that I have to approach you about it because I think that's a little messed up. Because I personally, even if I'm borrowing something from somebody, I want to make it to where it's like I'm conscious of it. So even if I don't got it right now, I'll still hit you with a yo, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know I still owe you X, Y, and Z. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's coming. Like, I want to be conscious of it. I don't want to be walking around doing X, Y, and Z, and you know that I owe you bread, and you just looking at it crazy. Like, I feel like if I'm going to borrow something from you, I'm going to have to speak to you, communicate with you as to what's going on and how that repayment process is going to go back. But I don't like stuff like that either. Like, if you borrowing something from me, at least keep me in the loop as to what's going on. Hey, maybe you're going on a trip. To me, it's cool. Before you go on that trip, look, I'm about to go on a trip, blah, 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 blah. When I get back from my trip, I'm going to get this money in and I can help you out. So, to me, I don't care about that, especially if you my mans and I'm giving you bread. But at the same time, I just want things to be addressed. I want to be acknowledged. Like, I'm going to give you X, Y, and Z. I'm not going to hound you, but you got to acknowledge the fact that I gave you bread and that you going out on this trip. Like, I need to hear something.
You the man for that. right? And the part that you're the man for is that somebody can come to you and tell you that, yo, I'm about to go on XYZ trip, and it's not even like a partial payment that's coming my way. Before you decide that you're about to go on any kind of trip, I need like 100 or some kind of percentage on what I gave you. If you not going there, bro, then we gonna have an issue. We got an issue. We got an issue off rip. Like,
to me, it just depends, bro. It just depends.
But
that's because of if you communicate with me how you're gonna do this, I'm cool with it. Because at the same time, if I loan you the bread, I feel comfortable enough to give you that money, knowing that it's gonna come back to me. Now, if it's on some shiesty shit where you just waiting years and years and you not even doing nothing, you know what I mean, to pay me back, then I'm gonna be on some like, yo, my nigga, like X, Y, and Z. Like, look, I'm gonna need the Apple Watch off. I'm gonna need that chain. I'm gonna need X, Y, and Z. Like, I'm gonna hold this down until you really got the bread to, you know what I mean, give it back. Like, I'm gonna need something. You know what I'm saying? But if it's on some like you my mans and I'm really giving it to you to hold you down because you're in a situation, I'm cool with that. Only thing I just need to hear something. Like, send me a text like, look, bro, like, you know, the struggle is real. Like, I'm going through X, Y, and Z.
If you're going on trips, that's what I'm thinking too.
But to me, it's like, it's whatever. I don't really like gauge it like that because everybody's situation, everybody's life is different. But at the same time, if you coming to me and you gauging me on like money situations, you know, so I'm like, yo, bro, I got you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm working in this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Then I could work with you. But just as long as we have a plan set forth.
That communication gotta be A1.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You gotta talk to me.
So if your shorty take you on a trip and you ain't pay for nothing, I need to know that beforehand.
Right.
I need to know that beforehand, and there's no vulnerability.
Do you need to know that, or do you need to know when they're gonna pay you back?
No, I'm saying
I don't think I need to know that. I need to know when you feel like you're gonna start paying.
I feel you on that, but we know that it's coming up. We know that it's coming up, and we gonna see this shit on social media.
Right.
We know that. So if your shorty paid for this for you to go there, then cool. It is what it is. I personally might hit shorty up and be like, yo, like, did you really, like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, I would never do that. I would never.
I might have to.
I would.
Depending on how much money it is.
If I have to do that, I'm pressing you about it. I'm not gonna pressure shorty. Never.
I just feel like I was always told, don't loan something you can't afford to lose. That's number one. So.
But in the same instance, then you could say like, okay, well, don't take something you not afford to pay back or something like that. Like,
that's a fact with me. I'm not borrowing nothing. I feel like I'm not gonna pay back. I can't pay back.
That shit looks shitty, bro.
One.
I got an issue with that.
If I get my money back, we have no problems. If I don't get my money back, I don't like chasing somebody for some of my stuff. That's number one. If I gotta chase you, it's gonna be a whole problem. So.
Because when you asked for it, it wasn't like you had to chase me to get it.
And depending on what the person's going through, yeah, I can forgive them. It's not. I feel like. It's different things.
Yeah, I just need a plan set forth. I just need to be in communication. If it's clear communication, that's like, all right, bet I'm going on this trip, whatever with shorty. When I get back in this amount of time, I'm gonna start making payments towards whatever I got. I think it's alright.
Again. The person you're dating is having a child by somebody else. How do you react? Do you forgive them?
Let's say I feel respectable on that joint, because it's a little different for guys.
It's happened to me before. How did I react? I was very angry. Especially if it's you finding out about the other child isn't from the person. It's just like, the fuck?
So how does it change from one scenario to the other? If you didn't hear about it from that person?
If I didn't hear about it from, like, me not hearing about it from the person, it felt like you was being sneaky and you was living two different lives. The fact that I did hear about it and if I was able to know the background story and like how it happened, if you guys are together, you know what I mean? Like the details of it, not the details, but like the whole story, then I could move differently if I needed to. So do you forgive? I ended up forgiving because at the end of the day, the child's coming regardless.
Would you still mess with him?
No.
Why not?
Just for me, that situation, I didn't need to be in.
So premeditated, did you want to be with them prior to that situation?
No.
So what does it matter then afterwards? If you still didn't want to be with them?
Prior to me, after I found out the whole situation, I didn't want to be with them. So I can forgive you, and then we could go about our lives.
Yeah, I feel like from a female's perspective, it's probably a little bit different when it comes to that because
it's easier to forgive.
You kind of see that a little bit more often than you being with a woman and she getting pregnant from another man, and knowing that she's pregnant from somebody else and not you. I don't know. I think that's grounds for like Nah.
You ain't talking to them no more.
Yeah,
so what if she didn't know who the father was and she's pregnant at the moment?
I think that's still grounds for.
But you guys are still getting to know each other.
Is she suspecting me in any of this shit?
Yeah.
No.
You guys are like dating, but dating, I feel like when you're dating, you're not in a full relationship. Sometimes you can date other people.
Or she just popped up pregnant.
And she ended up getting pregnant.
I feel like
and couldn't.
I feel like I wouldn't be.
You.
I feel like in that particular situation, I can't be mad at her if that's the grounds that we're just dating and we're kind of just doing us. Like if that's the, you know what I'm saying, the relationship that we have, and you end up pregnant and it's not mine, it's somebody else's, then I'm gonna just eliminate myself from that
Kind of have to as a guy.
Yeah, what I'm supposed to be with you throughout the whole. We both are supposed to be with you throughout the whole pregnancy.
Well, what if
we
he's
both
not
supposed
around?
to build.
What if you?
I think that's a decision
that's not your problem.
Yeah, that you made on your own as a woman. Because what am I supposed to do?
Well, I'm saying if you like her, would you stick around?
Probably not in that particular situation. But if we were dating and she was to get pregnant and I know that it's mine, then yeah, I'm gonna stick around. But if it's on somebody, if it's not mine, and we both know that somebody else's, I think I'm gonna have to fall back and kind of let y'all deal with that particular situation.
Right. It's way easier for women to, like, if your feelings don't get involved, then it's like, yo, I ain't see nothing going. It was fun, but nothing was coming out of it. You should be able to forgive nobody. If you decide not to do something, it's 50-50 if you decide to keep messing with them or if you decide not to. What I don't like in certain situations is that you take it personal and make it seem like as if whoever was messing with you don't mess with you because of the situation that happened. I'm coming to you telling you what's going on because of the situation. So there's some kind of level of respect there, but you also got to keep in mind that when we started talking, to me, in most of my situations, you have to know that somebody's talking to somebody else. You got to know that. Like, again, my thing is information is key. So if you know all the information beforehand, you can make an educated decision on what you want to do prior to that. If you
the person doesn't know all the information beforehand.
If they don't know, then you have grounds to be mad at that. Right? But it's still not going to change the fact that whatever's coming is coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why, like, I can, like, it's tough to really claim whoever you really messing with is really a friend. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, if shit like that is going on and shorty is going through whatever situation she's going through, the first thing I'm gonna do, like, yo, it happens. Like, all right, we can't have sex no more. It was a physical thing. We wasn't really projecting to go nowhere. You was doing your thing, I was doing mine, and you happened to got caught up. Are you okay? Is the immediate question after that. If you tell me that that's the case, because pregnancy is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you decide to keep it, like, that's 9 months of you being stagnant and not doing whatever it is you're doing, along with the emotions and along with figuring out what's the next steps financially and professionally and all that shit. But I'm never gonna take it personal because that's not my cross to bear at that particular moment. Your cross is way bigger than mine. All I'm out is a box. I can always go find somebody else to have sex with, but knowing that you're going through something and it's as life-changing as that, my first question off rip is, yo, are you okay? And if you're good and that's where it's at, then I'll fall back. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I'm gonna be there throughout the whole situation or whatever the case is, because that's not my responsibility. But again, checking on you, your sanity, to make sure that you're okay, I feel like that's human to do.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it, or we gonna keep going through? All right. That's it. You know what I'm saying? What we do want to, or at least what we do want to do is kind of, I guess, I don't know the political correct way to say it, but everybody that's affected by everything that's going on right now as far as Corona and your health and stuff like that, like, I guess the bare minimum we could really say is prayers out to whoever's affected. You know what I'm saying? Be safe, and try to do everything you can do to try to kind of combat this if you're feeling any kind of thing. I mean, stay home and all that stuff, but I know everybody has different situations. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of think about that in everything that you do and who you're interacting with, because you don't want to get that shit to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So
just
be safe.
You know what I'm saying? Pretty much it. But that's the end of that. You feel me? It's Duly
Take a little drink.
You know what I'm saying? Jonah. It's your boy Just, man. It's Duly Noted. I got my co-host here, Jonah, French. You know how it go. You either spread love, kick rocks.
Oh.